The war between hackers and game developers has been a back and forth one for years, with one side consistently gaining the upper hand over the other, then the other way around. Most of us like to choose sides in this situation. You're either for or against hackers and all that they represent, but it may not be so black and white. In this 3-part series, I will be researching how people's mindsets work and attempt to unlock something that very few outside of the hacker community have ever understood. First off, I want to give a brief introduction to myself, for some may not know who I am. My name is Drock. I've been playing on the Hypixel network for over 7 years. I'm currently on the Skywars wins leaderboard, a Season 5 Masters Division player, and have the 3rd highest win-loss ratio in all of Skywars. And I absolutely despise hackers. But to be more broad, I hate cheaters of any kind. I don't tell you these things to brag. I tell you them so that I can gain your respect and trust, for my opinions may be on the more extreme side of things, and you'll come to see why. Hypixel, and more specifically games like Skywars and UHC, have almost encouraged this hacker culture over the years. UHC due to its extreme difficulty to win games, and Skywars with the ranked mode, possibly the most toxic part of all of Hypixel. In addition, of course, to the impossible feat that is Masters Division. These two games accumulate the most rage-inducing moments, broken keyboards and monitors, and lead to dozens of well-known players leaving the game in its entirety. Granted, this would probably be the case with or without cheaters, but the matter of fact is that the cheaters definitely exacerbate the situation. As time passes, this obsession with hacks seems to spread like the plague. People who were once legit turn to the dark side just to get the joy of winning once again, which was only taken in the first place by these cheaters. And it passes on from person to person, infecting minds and ideologies, converting their pure morals into selfish ones. But again, this is simply how I view them. It very well may be a completely different story. I often compare myself and how I was raised to others and their behaviors. Seeing people enjoy the torment of other people is something I've never fully comprehended. Why would someone like that? Aren't we all human beings who should want the best for one another? Not trying to tear each other down. Imagine feeling so above everyone else that you feel your enjoyment of a game is more important than the culmination of hundreds of legit players who want to enjoy a game the way it was meant to be played. Not all of the fault can be put on the cheaters though, right? Why is so little done to help prevent these so-called monsters from ruining others' fun? Anti-cheat is the first step in reaching a cheaterless world, which Hypixel has attempted to do in the form of Watchdog. To the public eye, it may seem like Watchdog isn't exactly the most helpful. It's not very common that someone flying across the map actually gets banned in your game, no matter how obvious the hack is. But apparently Watchdog is capable of banning these players almost instantly, at least according to Simon, the owner of Hypixel. The main reason Watchdog takes so long is that it tries to keep the hack client developers from knowing exactly what's causing their client to get banned, so that they aren't immediately able to patch their code and make their client ever so slightly harder to catch. Makes sense, I suppose, but only from a developer's standpoint. What about the logical one? The point of an anti-cheat is to prevent cheaters from affecting the game. If Hypixel is purposely waiting to ban, then how does it help? I've seen these hackers last days without getting banned, affecting hundreds if not thousands of legitimate players. And for what? So that specific account can get banned, only for them to jump on another account for a penny and continue cheating for days on end? It serves no purpose. Other measures need to be taken. But these other measures that once existed are being removed from the network for whatever reason. Hypixel has placed so much trust in their anti-cheat that they no longer review forum reports online. They simply advise you to Watchdog report the player and wait for them to get banned. But in the olden days, when the only way for hackers to be banned was through a mod spectating, are long gone. Unless the mod is a friend of the player reporting, I don't think I've ever seen a mod take their time to ban a cheater mid-game. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe mods feel unappreciated in this era of Hypixel doing their very best to catch all the cheaters they can, and it's just our fault for being ungrateful. However, it does seem like there's a lot more that they could be doing. There surely are other ways to minimize the pain that cheaters cause to the average player. I myself have come up with a few, whether it's a vote kick system where a certain fraction of players in a game vote to kick the hacker out, or if it's just to remove any statistics that the hacker may have ruined in that period of time. Few other methods have even been tried. The two ideas I just proposed were put very shortly. For an in-depth explanation on each, I suggest reading my threads that I'll post in the description below. Back to the cheaters themselves, though. I feel that I have met plenty, and I've done my research to come up with a hypothesis that describes why they do what they do. Perhaps they weren't taught how to act properly. Perhaps it isn't their fault. I attribute all the ways I act in the way that I was raised, aka my parents. Without them, there's a chance I could be on the other side of this conversation. The lack of proper parenting may have resulted in a sense of entitlement, that they feel they're better than those around them, leading them to believe that what they're doing has a legitimate excuse. In the article, The Psychology Behind Sense of Entitlement, under causes, it states, when children are given everything they ask for without learning how to earn rewards, it makes them expect the same treatment when they become adults. On the other hand, certain personality disorders, such as narcissistic personality disorder or antisocial personality disorder, may cause symptoms of a sense of entitlement in others. The article goes on to say the following symptoms. An over-exaggerated sense of self-importance. They appear to lack understanding of others' what needs or wants, rarely compromise with others for a common goal, and may insult another person's achievements while over-exaggerating their own. Each of these can be directly associated with a hacker's behavioral patterns, whether it be hacking in the first place or their toxicity within the game itself. Then there are other reasons that stem from the disorders previously mentioned, such as insecurities. With a game such as Minecraft, I think most would agree we aren't the jocks of the world. Most of us aren't the popular kids in school. Not to say we're nerds and unliked, but most likely not known by thousands in the real world. All of us have insecurities of some sort, and I believe that a large fraction of hackers probably want to get rid of these insecurities temporarily by feeling superior behind a computer screen, where they're technically near invincible. Making others feel bad makes them feel good, as sad as it is to say. One final excuse cheaters may find is to use it as a source of income. By selling accounts with good stats, such as Masters divisions, they're able to take home a large profit. But again, where do their morals stand? Why not get a normal job like any other person in the world? Why should you have it easier than anyone else, especially at the expense of everyone else? In the following 2 episodes, I will attempt to answer all the questions I have asked myself today. The second episode will contain an interview with a popular member of the community who takes a keen interest to hackers, and we will see what their thoughts on the matter are. However, the harsh reality is that it's difficult to judge someone until you're in their shoes, which is why an interview with a very well-known hacker will be conducted in the final episode of this trilogy. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you stay tuned for the rest of the series.